You think God isn't protecting you because you've been hurt before, because relationships have ended, because people have walked away, because you've experienced the pain you prayed wouldn't come. You look at the heartbreak in your past and wonder where God was, why he didn't intervene, why he let you fall for someone who would hurt you. But here's what you can't see from inside the pain. God protects you from heartbreak, not by keeping you from ever being hurt, but by keeping you from the heartbreak that would destroy you, the relationships that would derail your calling, the people who would diminish your destiny. The first way God protects you from heartbreak is by giving you unease in your spirit that you can't explain but shouldn't ignore. Before your mind recognizes danger, your spirit knows. You feel it as unease, a nagging discomfort you can't articulate, a persistent sense that something is off even when everything looks fine on the surface, a lack of peace that no amount of praying or positive thinking can manufacture. This unease is God's protection system, the Holy Spirit alerting you to danger your emotions are too clouded to see, your logic is too invested to acknowledge, your hope is too desperate to accept. The unease isn't paranoia or fear or insecurity. It's divine warning. God protecting you by giving you internal signals that something about this person or this relationship isn't aligned with his will for your life. The unease shows up in specific ways. You can't get peace when you pray about them. Something feels wrong when you're together, even when nothing overtly wrong is happening. You notice yourself making excuses to others. You feel anxiety instead of peace, confusion instead of clarity. Your spirit is restless, unsettled. And that unease is God protecting you, giving you an internal warning system that's trying to save you from heartbreak that deeper involvement would guarantee. Think about Abigail in 1 Samuel 25. Her husband Nabal was harsh and evil. When David came seeking provisions, Nabal insulted them and refused. David was about to destroy Nabal's household in retaliation. But Abigail acted quickly. She gathered provisions and intercepted David. She had discernment about the danger. Later, when Nabal died, David sent for Abigail and she became his wife. Abigail's story shows the importance of spiritual discernment, recognizing danger, acting on wisdom, trusting her sense that something was deeply wrong. Here's what's crucial. Don't override the unease just because you can't explain it logically. Don't silence your spirit because your emotions are arguing for someone your soul knows is wrong. Don't marry unease hoping it will turn into peace after commitment. The unease is God protecting you. It's his mercy speaking before your emotions can trap you in something that will break you. Listen to the unease. Trust it even when you can't explain it. Walk away even when it doesn't make sense to anyone else. Because God sees what you can't see, knows what you don't know, and the unease is his protection, keeping you from heartbreak you're blind to. The second way God protects you from heartbreak is by exposing character flaws early that would have destroyed you later. God doesn't let people hide who they really are forever. Eventually, character reveals itself. The question is whether it reveals itself before or after you've committed your life to them. God protects you by making sure character gets exposed early, before marriage, before children, before you've built a life together that would make walking away devastating. He creates situations that put pressure on the relationship so you can see how they respond when things get hard, when they don't get their way, when you disagree, when life doesn't go according to plan. And what those situations reveal is whether the person you're falling for has the character to sustain what falling in love begins. The exposure happens through conflict, through stress, through circumstances that strip away the performance. You see how they treat service workers, how they talk about their exes, how they respond when you set a boundary, how they handle being wrong, whether they can apologize without justifying. These moments are God protecting you, giving you glimpses of who this person is when the mask slips, when their true character shows up because circumstances demand it. Think about Amnon and Tamar in 2 Samuel 13. Amnon claimed to be in love with Tamar, his half-sister. He said he was sick with love for her. But after he assaulted her, verse 15 says, "Then Amnon hated her with intense hatred." In fact, he hated her more than he had loved her. What Amnon called love was actually obsession, lust, selfishness. And once he got what he wanted, his true character was revealed. He hated her. His love was never about her at all. It was about him. God exposes that kind of false love, that kind of selfish character, often before it can trap you permanently. The person who claims to love you but shows contempt, the one who pursues intensely but disappears after getting what they want, the one whose love is really obsession. God will expose them if you're willing to see what he's showing you. The exposure often comes through how they treat you when you're vulnerable. When you share something painful and they dismiss it. When you express a need and they make you feel needy. When you're struggling and they make it about them. These moments expose character. And if the exposure happens early, that's God's protection, showing you now what you need to know before you make a covenant with someone whose character will break your heart. Here's what's essential. When God exposes character, believe what you see. Don't make excuses for bad behavior. Don't rationalize patterns by blaming their past, their stress, their circumstances. Don't minimize how they make you feel because you're afraid of being alone. Character exposed early is God protecting you from heartbreak later. The anger they show now will escalate in marriage. The manipulation you excuse now will trap you later. The selfishness you overlook now will suffocate you eventually. Exposure is mercy. Respond to it by walking away, not by making excuses and walking deeper in. The third way God protects you from heartbreak is by closing doors you're desperately trying to open. You've been trying to make it work, initiating conversations, planning meetings, trying to keep the connection alive. You've been putting in all the effort, doing all the emotional labor, carrying the relationship because you believe if you just try harder, they'll finally choose you back. But the door keeps closing. They pull away. They go silent. They won't commit. And you keep trying to force it open. But God is closing that door because what's on the other side isn't protection. It's destruction. When God closes doors, he does it through their choices. They choose not to pursue you. They choose to be inconsistent. They choose to pull away when things get real. And those choices are actually God's protection. Saving you from chasing someone whose choice not to choose you reveals they're not who he has for you. The closed door feels like rejection, but it's actually protection, saving you from building a life with someone who never fully chose you. Think about Balaam in Numbers 22. Balak wanted Balaam to curse Israel, and he sent messengers with payment. Balaam inquired of God, and God said, "Do not go with them. You must not put a curse on those people, because they are blessed." That should have been the end of it. But Balak sent more prestigious messengers with more money. And even though God eventually let Balaam go, he opposed him on the journey, sending an angel with a drawn sword to block his path. Balaam's donkey saw the angel and stopped, saving Balaam's life 3 times. God was closing the door, opposing the journey, protecting Balaam from going somewhere he shouldn't go. Sometimes God closes doors by making the path impossible, by creating obstacles that force you to stop, by using circumstances to prevent you from moving forward into something that would harm you. God closes doors through unanswered texts, through canceled plans, through their unwillingness to define the relationship, through distance they create that you can't bridge. And every closed door is him saying, "This isn't it. Stop trying to force what I'm preventing." The door closes because what you think you want would destroy what I'm building for you. Every closed door is protection. From heartbreak you can't see yet, from a future that would drain you. Here's what's profound. Stop trying to open doors God is closing. Stop chasing people who are pulling away. Stop convincing yourself that if you just do more, they'll finally see your value. If you have to force it, it's not from God. If you have to beg for scraps of attention, it's not love. If you have to question whether they even want you, that question is your answer. The closed door is God protecting you. Let's stay closed. Trust that what's on the other side of that closed door is heartbreak he's saving you from. And what's on the other side of trusting his closed doors is the open door he has for you that you'll never see if you're still trying to force the wrong one open. The fourth way God protects you from heartbreak is by removing people before they can get deep enough to destroy you. Some relationships end not because you did something wrong, but because God is protecting you from what staying would have cost you. The relationship that ended after 3 months saved you from the divorce after 3 years. The person who walked away before commitment saved you from a lifetime of pain. God removes people, not to hurt you, but to save you from being hurt worse. The removal is mercy you can't recognize yet because you're still grieving, but eventually you'll see what God saved you from. The removal happens in different ways. Sometimes they end it. Sometimes circumstances end it. Sometimes God ends it. He creates situations that make staying impossible. However it happens, the removal is God's protection, extracting you from something that was slowly poisoning you, saving you from someone who would have broken you, preventing damage that would have taken years to heal from. Think about Lot's wife in Genesis 19. When God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, he sent angels to extract Lot and his family. The angels said, "Flee for your lives. Don't look back." They were being removed from a place about to be destroyed. But Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Looking back cost her everything. The removal was God's mercy, saving them from destruction. Sometimes God removes you from people and places that are toxic, dangerous. And your job is to keep moving forward without looking back, trusting that what he's removing you from would have destroyed you. When God removes someone from your life, the removal often feels sudden. One conversation changes everything. One revelation makes it impossible to stay. One moment of clarity shows you that this has to end. And the speed of the removal is actually mercy. God ripping the Band-Aid off fast because slow removal would let you talk yourself back in. The sudden ending feels cruel, but it's protection, removing you before the roots go so deep that extraction would destroy you. Here's what's significant. When God removes someone, don't go back. Don't text them when you're lonely. Don't romanticize what you had and forget why it ended. Don't let nostalgia make you forget the pain, the red flags, the reasons God removed them. The removal is protection. Going back is choosing the heartbreak God saved you from. Trust that if God removed them, it's because what staying would have cost you is more than you can imagine right now. The person God removes isn't the person you lost. They're the heartbreak you escaped. The fifth way God protects you from heartbreak is by teaching you to recognize red flags you used to ignore. You've been hurt before. You've ignored warnings, overlooked red flags, made excuses, and each time, you ended up heartbroken. God protects you from future heartbreak by using past heartbreak to teach you what to look for, what to run from. He's developing discernment in you, the ability to recognize red flags early, to walk away before you're too attached. The heartbreak you've experienced isn't wasted. It's training your eyes to see what they missed before. God teaches you to recognize red flags through the patterns you've survived. You learned that love bombing isn't love, it's manipulation. You discovered that someone who talks badly about all their exes will eventually talk badly about you. You realized that inconsistency isn't mysterious, it's just someone showing they're not ready. You learned that when someone shows you who they are through actions, believe them. Each relationship that didn't work taught you something about what to avoid, what behaviors predict heartbreak. Think about the Israelites and the bronze snake in Numbers 21. The people were being bitten by venomous snakes. God told Moses to make a bronze snake and put it on a pole. Anyone who was bitten could look at the bronze snake and live. The bronze snake represented the very thing that was killing them, but looking at it brought healing. Sometimes God makes you look at the thing that hurt you, the pattern, the red flag, so you can recognize it and be protected from it in the future. The past relationships that hurt you teach you to recognize danger when it shows up again. When God teaches you to recognize red flags, you'll notice changes. You're no longer charmed by intensity. You recognize it as a warning sign. You're not flattered by someone who wants to move too fast. You don't ignore the way they treat others. You pay attention when your friends express concern. You trust the unease instead of rationalizing it away. You walk away earlier before you're so attached that leaving feels impossible. Here's what's imperative. Don't ignore the lessons God taught you through past pain. Don't repeat patterns just because you're lonely. Don't convince yourself that this time is different when the red flags are the same. God gave you discernment through experience. Use it. The red flags you recognize now are His protection, keeping you from the heartbreak you know is coming if you ignore them. Trust what you've learned. Honor the wisdom that pain taught you. Walk away when you see the signs. Because God isn't just healing your past heartbreak. He's protecting you from future heartbreak by teaching you to see danger before it sees you. The sixth way God protects you from heartbreak is by giving you people who speak truth, even when you don't want to hear it. You can't always see clearly when you're emotionally invested in someone. Your feelings create blind spots. Your hope makes you overlook problems. Your attachment makes you minimize red flags. But God protects you by placing people in your life who can see what you can't. People who love you enough to tell you hard truths. People who will risk your anger to speak truth you need to hear. People who see the danger you're blind to because emotions are clouding your vision. These people are God's protection. External voices speaking what your heart won't let you acknowledge internally. The truth tellers show up in different forms. Your best friend who asks hard questions. Your mentor who expresses concern about patterns. Your pastor who gently suggests this relationship might not be God's will. Your parent who sees something that makes them uncomfortable. These aren't people trying to sabotage your happiness. They're people God is using to protect you by giving you perspective you don't have, warnings you need to hear before you commit to someone who would destroy you. Think about Nathan confronting David in 2 Samuel 12. David had committed adultery with Bathsheba and arranged for her husband Uriah to be killed in battle. David thought he'd gotten away with it. But God sent Nathan the prophet to confront him with a story that exposed David's sin. Nathan said, "You are the man." That confrontation was painful, humiliating, but it was also protection. It brought David to repentance before more damage was done, before more consequences accumulated, before the sin destroyed him completely. Nathan was God's protection, a truth teller who loved David enough to speak hard truth that David needed to hear. When God sends truth tellers into your life, their words often make you defensive because they're saying what you already know deep down but don't want to admit. They're naming the red flags you've been explaining away. They're expressing concern about behaviors you've been minimizing. And your immediate reaction is to defend the person, to explain why the concerns aren't valid. But that defensiveness is a sign that they're speaking truth you need to hear, truth that could save you from massive heartbreak if you listen. Here's what's critical. When multiple people you trust are expressing the same concern, that's not coincidence. That's God speaking through His body to protect you. Don't isolate from godly community because they're not supporting a relationship God isn't blessing. Don't dismiss every concern as people being judgmental or not understanding. Don't choose the relationship over the community God has given you to speak truth into your life. The truth tellers are God's protection. Listen to them even when it hurts. Receive their concern even when it's uncomfortable. Let their perspective break through your emotional blind spots, because they can see the heartbreak coming that you can't, and God is using them to protect you from it. Subscribe for more biblical truth about trusting God's protection even when it feels like loss.